Good evening, Heroes of the Storm fans. My name is RavenX, and we are here with the CCS Road to Nexomania. I'm joined, or rather, I have my two teams here. Go over just a brief intro, and then we're gonna get rolling right into the game. We have Criminal Crooks and Scallywags versus Kingfishers. I'm not sure how far along they are in their matches, but I think the second one for CCS might be the first for Kingfishers. But we are finding ourselves on Infernal Shrines for map number 1. There are no bans in Road to Nexomania. First pick and map pick are determined by a coin flip. Infernal Shrines was chosen by Criminals, Cooks, and Scallywags. I'm going to probably just refer to as a CCS moving forward. But we're going to go into a draft. I'm going to see if both teams are ready. And we're going to get rolling. Appreciate everyone for joining me today. This is my first solo cast in probably 4 years. So please let me know if anything sounds out of whack or anything else that might be wrong. I do very much love doing this, so please let me know if something's wrong. Let them know. Caster is ready. Thank you for joining me once again. We are gonna work out any bugs, any kinks in the draft or in the broadcast that we may have. I am missing. I'm gonna need to swap these teams, but I believe I am missing something. What am I missing? Definitely missing a webcam, that's for sure. But I'm good on that. I don't need no webcam today. Let's see, did we swap the teams? I don't believe so. Let's try that again. Swap teams. There we go. Alright. That's where we need to be. CCS on the left, Kingfishers on the right. And it looks like both teams are ready. Dr. Evil 12, our host, the captain of CCS, BG's PMG. If I say any names wrong, anybody out there that knows, please let me know. I don't want to mispronounce anyone's name if I can help it. One thing to note, because it has been brought up in the past, when I refer to the gender of a player, I'm referring to their character. So if I say he or she, please note that that is the call-out of the character. Just for the sake of simplicity. And yes, I have been promised shenanigans. So if shenanigans do not ensue, your caster will be very sad. There may be tears. Definitely a lot of whining and complaining. So, but we'll see what happens. Game number 1, Infernal Shrines. Waiting for players. Red, first ban. Let's see what we get rid of. I am unsure. I have a little bit of familiarity with the teams. Some of the teams, I believe this may be like a Div E, Div D team as far as like NGS statistics go, or NGS placements go rather. So I am always excited to cast any level of play. Definitely some intriguing strategies and whatnot come from them. But we're going to see a Hogger ban. If ever there's a ban or a map for a Hogger ban, it is definitely this one. All around, a very strong offlaner. And from a DPS standpoint, if there's a lot of maps to ban either of these heroes on, so it's no question. Both are excellent at shrine control, or rather shrine clear. Joanna, safe ban for once again a map where she excels and is all around an incredibly strong hero. There's a lot of those, so there's not enough bans for all the heroes that are good at the game. So we just need to ban certain heroes permanently, and then we don't have to worry about that. once again, Sylvanas, all around great at pushing with the objective, strong overall hero from a damage standpoint, and then Brightwing just as a, again, strong first pick. Very popular in Storm League, not so sure about competitive. One that is not quite as popular in Ariel. Pairs very well with a handful of heroes. I'm hoping that we get a Game 1 Cho'Gall. That would be fantastic. But we do get a Sonya for now. Good offlaner. Great at doing the things. Good shrine clear, good camp clear, strong, decent wave clear, good self-sustain, a lot of overall damage. And then Leoric Tychus, percent-based. I think they're sniffing out a Cho'Gall. Might be a misdirect, but they're not taking any chances. Let's get all the percent damage we possibly can out there, just to try and deter that just a bit. They are not afraid of it. It seems they're gonna counterpick it instead of banning it. So, and Anubarak gets banned. I would put money on Cho'Gall at this point, but Leoric Tychus is strong at either way. Tychus burns down any hero very quickly. Good siege, good point control depending on your ult choice. Actually, either ult choice is decent for point control. Leoric, good strong pick for wave clear, dual soaking. Again, percent base damage, good self sustain. All good heroes so far. Nothing super surprising. We did not ban anything. They decided we're not going to ban the Cho'Gall. We're just not going to ban anything. Curious if that was an accident. I do not have access to chat, so if there's a selected ban that they tell each other that they would like to have, we will see what happens. Chromie, Thrall, rip the Cho'Gall dream. That is unfortunate. Perhaps they communicated that that was their intent. But Thrall sounds like probably a 4-man Thrall. Could be a Sonya 4-man hero. But Chromie, good at long-range poke, blowing up opponents. Wait a minute. Oh, okay, I was about to say, are they gonna take the Cho'Gall? That'd be a twist. Mei, Alarak. I don't see a lot of Mei personally. Alarak is amazing in good hands. Scales incredibly well. Put out a lot of damage and silences. Blaze. Blaze is Blaze. Hoku is Blaze. That's okay. Never mind. Hoku is Ariel. Wait a minute. What happened here? That doesn't seem correct. There we go. Things are back the way they should be. So Blaze once again can be played in the offlane in the tank role. Curious what these matchups will be with the offlane. I'm gonna see if I have not experimented yet with the pop-ups of the heroes and who's playing them. We're gonna give it a shot here and see what happens. On the Mei, like I said, that's a hero I don't see an incredible amount of. We'll see what it can do for them. Good at controlling points. A lot of area denial capability. And just can exist for a while with a decent amount of self-sustain. Let's turn this music off. Once we get in the game, we'll turn the music off. And we're going to see if the hero pop-ups work for us. Alright, move over to our game overlay. Hopefully, my in-game overlay, again, I'm working out some kinks, so if something's off, we'll figure it out between games. We are still loading. I'm hoping they're not waiting on me. I'm hoping I'm still alive. There we are. Sometimes I do occasionally have internet connection problems. Not super common, but it does happen. There we are. Alrighty then. Let's get our bearings here. Let's see if this works. It does not. Okay, so I'll figure that out later. But for the moment, let's go ahead and introduce everyone. We got KLA on the Ariel, Dr. Evil 12 on Chromie, Lachlan on Thrall, Hoku, of course, on the Blaze, and Zephy on Sonya. I cannot chat, so there we go. Well, might have to remake the game, but in the meantime, I'll introduce the red side here, Kingfishers. We have BG's PMG on the May, Killer Cook on Alarak. There we go. Uh-oh. Jacobal on Leoric, Tychus on the Tychus, Hinio on Brightwing. So, looks like we may have lost our player. We're going to see if we can get back in the game. If not, we're going to reload. Technical issues to start. Love it. GG Jesus on the Tychic. There we go. GG Jesus. GG. Okay. GG Jesus. It's a lot of GGing. Well, that's mean. Poor Henio. Yikes. Alright, we are remaking the game, so let's hop out of here and try again. Alright, let's get these out of the way early, just in case. I can rejoin. Not gonna, though. Alright. No game results, of course, because nothing happened. If you are just joining us, we are currently in a remake of an Infernal Shrines game between criminals, Crooks and Scallywags and Kingfishers. Just gonna throw this out there. I actually did a little bit of recoloring of the CCS logo for Criminals, Crooks, and Scallywags. I do like the way it looks. I am appreciative that they were interested in using my recolor of their design. It's very pretty. Apparently I have infinite shiny orbs. Most of those won't be relevant for this cast, but in the future, if I happen to stream my own gameplay, I can earn some shiny orbs for future use. I do have the heroes saved, just in case. And in the meantime, I'm going to see if I can figure out how to use these pop-ups, as those are shiny. Apparently the game is broken. Very broken. Well, how's everyone doing tonight? No, I am had to take a short little nap because I was not feeling the greatest prior to this, but I had to make sure that I was up and about for the cast. Let's pull this up and see what's going on. There we go. Dr. Evil has returned to the Nexus. Yeah, it's a great name. I love the creativity that goes into the CCS names. They do have a handful of teams, last I checked. There we are. New lobby. There we go. In-game sound is back. I'm waiting for everyone to rejoin our lobby here. Lobby making in this game is not the most, not the greatest at times. Alright, I think we are almost ready. We got everyone in the lobby. R has been requested of both teams. I'm ready to go. There we go. Alright, quick. No need for a draft. Just quick select everyone their correct heroes, and we will get going. Apparently, CCS is my enemies according to the lobby, so it's does that mean I have to root for Kingfishers? Is that how this works? Alright, getting back in there. Alright, looks like we're loading faster this time. One thing I did want to discuss was my favorites for this. From a Shrine Clear perspective, I definitely like Criminals, Crooks, and CCS's draft for the clear pre-10. Post-10 Leo and Tychus can clear pretty well. Early Tychus or Leo can clear pretty well regardless, but Post 10, alts come online, and there's a lot of room for things to happen. Though, do note that Red does not have, Kingfishers does not have any like incredibly explosive alts. They have 2 possible area denial alts, but we'll see what ends up actually being chosen. Killer Crooks stacking up to hit the damage right away. Lots of damage out on Lachlan. I actually I'm going to have to pull up talents this way. I do not know the shortcut for talents. I'm scared to press buttons. I might break something. Alright, none of those are doing anything. So, real quick. Searing Light, Deep Breathing, New Habits, Rolling Thunder, Furious Blows. Nothing out of the ordinary. Consume Vitality. It's interesting. I wonder if we're going to go for some late game Q talents. Then we have Press Advantage, Hyper Shift, and Overwhelming Power. Press Advantage really good for auto attacking at a safer range with the relatively short range Tychus. Both teams grabbing camps slightly late. Up top we got a little bit of damage on both our offlaners. Zephy is onto the wave clear top while Jack of All rotates down mid. Hoku sitting and able to clear the mid wave, putting them at a slight priority, slight advantage on wave clear. CCS is threatening to take bottom camp. I think they most likely can do so, especially with Alarak up in mid lane. May has to pop her sustain. She's eating a ton of damage, just barely able to walk away with 8 health. Lachlan walking away with 40 health. That is... whew, wow. Alright. No kills, but that is incredibly close. Meanwhile, we have a camp pushing in here for Kingfishers, threatening the mid wall, and Dr. Evil has taken leave of the game. We are most likely not going to be restarting this one. Hopefully, Dr. Evil can get back in the game. I don't think I have the ability to chat. I do not. Alright, while we're waiting, let's talk about what talents we have selected. Time Troubles. Armor, great for supporting your team. Also great for that armor reduction to blow up your trap target. And that's how it looks like Dr. Evil's trying for here, is the ability to just isolate a target and then cause them to cease to exist. Heavy Burden, a standard talent from Ariel to be able to increase their stun and slows, additional peeling as well as setting up for kills. Nothing for Blaze as of yet. Failed Resilience for auto attacks. That's interesting when you're into a Tychus. Looks like they are back. Shattered Ground W, that's normal. Neil Peasants, they are going for better Shrine Clear. May is one that I do not know too much about when to take certain talents. But into a Chromie and Spell Armor is never a bad thing, plus reduce cooldown on trait. And then Unstable Anomaly. A little bit of extra damage, a little bit of extra CC, soft CC on their target. Going back to the game, we have CCS looking to pick up bot, and actually successfully picks up the Siege Camp bot. Meanwhile, their mid-camp buy of Kingfishers is getting cleared by Sonya. While CCS was getting bought, Kingfishers opted to go get their Bruiser camp. Top is pushing it ever so slightly. There's a little bit of a skirmish down bot. Killer Cook grabbing... looks like he hit 3 people with it. Are they stacking? They are not, so that does not matter. That would have been a huge stack if they had taken their Q at 4. Lachlan, getting knocked back, but getting a really timely heal, keeping them alive. Meanwhile, Sonya has to clear the Bruiser top, giving the advantage to Kingfishers on Shrine Clear, at least for a moment. They also do have a camp pushing in their bot lane. Their bot towers are gone, almost gone completely at this point. Still 4v5 on objective. Sonya opting to stay top. Looks like they may opt just to put damage on the wall. Meanwhile, CCS engages heavily in. Lackland once again eating a ton of minigun, losing quite a bit of health, but once again walking away. First objective secured by Kingfishers. Let's see what they can do with it. Sonya does secure a wall up top, giving them a somewhat of an experience advantage between the soak and that. Not sure what the plan was for jumping that, but there we go. Misjumped, got a miscue. However, the Poly, good stun by Hoku to keep the team from removing KLA from existence. Sonya rotating mid, Leo top, trying to even out the soak as much as possible. Hoku eating in, whiffing, not hitting anything. Meanwhile, the Punisher has said, F this, I'm going to go to the keep wall, and Kingfishers is looking to secure this bottom fort. Question becomes, do they have enough siege? Do they have enough damage to force their way past CCS? They're still around. If CCS continues to step out, they could get Kingfishers could get a nice pick and then secure this fort, but it is so low that it may not matter. They could probably poke it out over time anyway. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Seffi pushing in, trying to get away from the Lyric. Return to that in just a moment. Brightwing did teleport top, trying to secure a kill on Zeffy, but Zeffy walks away, meanwhile leaving a 4v3 situation for CCS. Kingfishers needs to back out now because they are unlikely to win a team fight. Down ability, or down heroes. Take a look at our talents real quick. Level 8 picked up by Chromie. It is Slowing Sands. Not surprising for the map. CCS making a play for the camp. Kingfishers going in for the steal. Tychus is up top securing the fort. However, that does cost May her life and allows CCS to secure the siege camp. 10's picked up first by CCS. We have Crystal Aegis, Bunker, Earthquake, and Leap. Not anything out of the ordinary. Do have hard engage potential on the Sonya. Good area control, area denial from a lot of these abilities. Crystal Aegis provides a Sage tool. Level 10's picked up now. They're about a level behind, but level 10's have been picked up by the Kingfishers. They have Ice Wall and Entomb, and this is what I was worried about. Having both of those there, if they don't stagger those appropriately, they're going to completely remove any real use of them. But Commander Odin, great pickup. Blink heal for the mobility. Counter strike for Alarak. So once again, nothing out of the ordinary. Good attempt on the Ariel. Looks like we have a 4v5 here with Sonya up taking a camp, but Henio managing to keep everyone alive for the moment. Tychus popping out the Odin, deciding, hey, I'm going to use this big mech here. And Hoku might just barely walks away. Time stop keeps the Leap from actually connecting with anyone, and that makes it so CCS has to walk away. No kills. Ults used. All ults used by CCS. Kingfisher has somewhat shorter cooldowns, so this will be more available for this next Shrine phase. Alright, Zeffy queuing in. They are down one person. They do throw a bot. Was a 4v4 momentarily, however, Brightwing is here Killer Cook going in, trying to get a kill. KLA backing up. Henyo actually eating a ton of damage. There goes the healer. Zephy in there trying to mix it up. KLA just trying to get trying to get energy to give heals to the teammates, but that's not working out too well. Aegis goes down. Hoku goes in, but unfortunately, the kill goes out onto Ariel nonetheless. Hoku's in the bunker, just holding out, trying to do as much damage as possible before they pop out and actually ease away. That was an amazing escape. That should have been a dead Blaze. Meanwhile, Lackland Thrall showing up to the team fight. This is now a 3v4, not in favor of CCS. However, they do put a ton of damage on the Orc. Dr. Evil zoned out, too low to really return to the team fight, and Sonya goes down. Earthquake popped by Lackland, trying to just kind of walk away. Slight shrine advantage by Kingfishers. And with Chromie still a good 10-15 seconds out, Sonya's 25 seconds out. Tychus almost back to the engagement. They are up, about to secure the objective. CCS needs to either walk away or kill something real quick, and it looks like they're going to be in a world for hurt as soon as this Punisher jumps. Aegis goes out onto the Thrall, however, he is in no man's land and goes down. Mei going in, eating an absolute ton of damage. Yeah, there's no saving that. Hoku goes in, I don't think anything connected, but Bunker comes out just to save them from death. Dr. Evil getting zoned out by the Punisher, and the Odin comes out to most likely help secure this fort. Leo says, bye, I'm gonna go pick up all these shiny orbs. You would do well in my channel. CCS manages to save the fort for now, but it's kind of the same situation bot. That's gonna go down eventually. We are gonna reset, pick up some manas on the side of Kingfishers, and CCS is gonna have a powwow mid. Think about what their next plan is. So, despite two Punishers being picked up by Kingfishers, there's a half-level lead by CCS. I don't know that they can continue to give objectives for Soak, though. Eing in by Hoku, she gets time stopped by her. Hoku. Sorry, I know Hoku, she's a person, so. By Hoku, hitting the getting hit by time stop and then not really being able to do anything. We have camps pushing in top for Kingfishers. Camp bot cleared itself. We do have a hard engage by CCS. Throw out all of the abilities, really. A ton of damage goes on the half of the enemy team by Dr. Evil, but being able to heal a little bit of that up. Killer Cook no longer a part of this equation. And as this game goes on, I think stacks are as high as they can be. They definitely are. Quantum Overdrive, those are going to hurt a lot. So, once again, huge fight, no one dies. I like it. So he goes clear camp. That's good for them. They're going to take their own bruiser, possibly put some threat on top. Meanwhile, Kingfisher's going to go ahead and push into mid fort. Good save by Dr. Evil from that pull. Unstoppable. Looks like Leo goes in, and I do believe we do have a Ghost Walk. Yeah, we do. Ominous Wrath. Leap goes in, connects. Chromie just decides she doesn't want people to exist anymore, so dropping all of the abilities. But does anyone go down? Good heal by Henio. Counter engage somewhat, but I think everyone's just going to walk away. These are very exciting deathless fights. It's good to see the teams doing well together to ensure that that people don't die. Good peels, good heals. Something else that rhymes with those two. I don't know. Somebody help me. Killer Cook gonna face check the bush here. That's not the best move, but KLA whips him to safety. Meanwhile, Tychus can step up and chunk Hoku quite a bit. 16s for both teams. Thunderstorm. Alright, no percent damage from all that is an interesting choice from my perspective, but May gets left on, gets hit by virtually everything. Henia goes in, gives the percent-based heal, but I think the Chromie just, once again, deciding you don't need to exist, actually secures the kill this time. A lot of damage going out from both teams, a lot of healing coming out. Ariel having that much larger AoE heal, more frequent AoE heal, is keeping their team much more healthy. Tychus Odin goes down, and without a tank, I do believe this objective goes to CCS, their first one of the game. Leo has been applying a little bit of pressure. We have waves because of the fact that this fort is still alive. There's some macro pressure, lane pressure being put on top, causing Sonya to have to back up. Punisher jumps on the Alarak, who pops his ult, staving from quite a bit of damage, putting a little bit of damage back onto CCS. But the longer these fights go on, the worse it is for Kingfishers because of the sheer amounts of Chromie damage. And with Lackland's Thunderstorm, that's also an additional poke damage that will ramp up over time, so long as they can keep it stacked. Additional jump over the wall on May, pops straight, heals up. Still taking a decent amount of damage, but objective goes down. They got one tower. Looks like that's all the more that CCS is going to go for, and they're going to go ahead and walk away. Leo on the flank, however, hitting KOA. We have a ice wall. Not much they can do with it just yet. Odin comes out. There's the Entomb. Pop grabs two people. Odin's going to go ahead and drop everything on that, but there's a bunker in an Aegis, so see if KLA can walk away from that. Big explosion on top of the bunker. KLA still continuing to heal, just still barely walking away, but keeping Oku up for just long enough for them to secure a kill on Tychus. However, Killer Cook is cleaning up quite a bit, doing an absolute ton of damage. What are the 154 sadism? That's quite a bit. Play of the High Lord helping with that, and overwhelming power allowing them to do a lot of damage. Basically full AA for this, so any close range, anything close range after hitting a Q is going to hurt a lot. So 3 kills to 1 for Kingfishers. That allows them to take 2 camps at once. 2 camps now are pushing mid fort. This fort is most likely going to go down, allowing them to have lane pressure in all 3 lanes now. Chromie doing what they can to clear out these camps. See what our level 20 is for Chromie. There's an upgraded slowing stance. All lanes are being pushed for Kingfisher, so they can kind of do whatever they want at this point. Play the 20 game, which I imagine they likely will do. Pre-20 fight does not necessarily help them right now, particularly because CCS has to go bots clear, but it does look like Kingfisher's just going to go ahead and make the aggressive play. Brightwing teleporting in. Is it in time? Yep, that was able to save the May. A lot of damage going out onto Zephy. Zephy able to walk away. Hoku on an island actually secures a kill onto Brightwing, but and Leoric. So a lot of damage coming out on that. KLA in here just keeping the team. What is that healing stats on that? Oh my god, Brightwing's actually twice as much, but Sonya goes down. What are the kills? There's 8 to 7, so it's still relatively even in kills, but this discrepancy actually surprises me. Keep is being punished. Keep wall did go down to the camps. We have 2 to 1 kills in the favor of CCS. Will allow them to position onto this objective and try and get it cleared as quickly as possible. They are allowing this to push to their keep. That's not gonna be good for them. This keep goes down. That's definitely a problem. It's a long way to go for this objective. So they're gonna trade a keep for maybe for objective, but Chromie is really low. Tychus steps up, puts all the damage on the backline. They are zoned out. We have Ariel zoned out. We have Chromie zoned out. Thrall goes down because there's really no one here to help them. And I think that basically almost completely eliminates their ability to secure this objective. Keep barely standing down there. What does CCS do now? Take a look at the rest of our 20s real quick. We have Shield of Hope, Fortified Bunker, Earthen Shields, Ignore Pain, Shatter. This is a little bit of extra damage. Buried Alive, so those are both really going to be painful ults. Speedy Dragon. Don't see that one too often. Visible Friends is an incredible talent, so but having the ability to phase shift quickly in these late game fights can be of use. Killer Cook looking for the dive. Just waiting to see what happens for the team. Objective is pushing onto top keep. Jump down on the Ariel, missed the dive, but didn't matter. Used it to get close and just erase Ariel from the game. And we have an Odin objective. 4 other heroes that are securing keep. I imagine with this, they try and continue to snowball kills. And if they get additional kills, I think this is going to be a game. We'll see what kind of a defense that CCS can put up. Leap in. Bunker goes down. Lots of fire damage possibly going to come out. But objective is beaten on the core a little bit. Chromie, unfortunately, does go down for CCS, so there's the majority of their damage, and I do not... Yeah, with those additional kills, I believe that King 1 goes to King Fishers. Alright. That's an exciting game. Take a look at our post-score screen. Like I said, this healing discrepancy earlier, like it didn't. When I looked at it initially, it didn't feel all that much different. But I guess near the end, that definitely, with the kill differential, definitely made a huge difference. Alarak never dying, putting out a ton of damage, able to stack that sadism for a very long time, and then just allowing the rest of the team to clean up. Leoric reducing damage with the Spooky Walk build. Let's see what else do we have here. Full auto attack from Jesus on the Tychus. Very much wanting to put out as much percent damage as possible. And then we look at the side of CCS. Chromie dealing more damage than Alarak, but not able to secure quite as many kills. A lot of damage. That front line into the Tychus Leoric is actually really rough. Alarak just can stack off the front line, just pull, do damage, allow Tychus to put out quite a bit of percent damage. So this was definitely, as the game progressed, scaled much harder. Was able to do quite a bit more damage. So we will see what we have for game number 2. We do have a lobby invite. Let's go ahead and update our winner here. I do believe that Garden Terror is selected by, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to assume that this was picked up by CCS. If not, let's find out. Just to make sure. Got it. See ya. CCS picks Garden of Terror. Somewhat of a different map in terms of macro being kind of more important, or getting camps a little bit more important, especially early on than the objective. Objective can be oppressive depending on what you got on your team, but we'll see what we get from our draft. Good game to both teams. Game number one. Like I said, it was going back and forth a decent amount, and then, like I said, just kind of snowballed in King Fisher's favor. We have a ready by BGUs. Just waiting on the go-ahead from Dr. Evil. I think I need a dedicated "Yeah, baby" button for anytime I cast with Dr. Evil in it. And we do have a ready from Dr. Evil, so let's go. Actually, I'm curious if I join a Discord channel and then play the soundboards. Do you guys hear it? Somebody had to let me know. It's also probably incredibly loud, so I apologize if so. Let's see. There we go. Alright, first span, Hogger. Not surprising whatsoever. Again, good on maps where camps exist. So all of them. And again, just overall good hero in terms of damage output. Junkrat. So we got same two bans from game number one. Does not surprise me whatsoever. Yeah, I think I have the audio. I think I can control the volume. Yeah, I do. I had the volume pretty low, so I have to be careful. I have some interesting buttons in my Discord that I don't know that I necessarily want to click, but occasionally we can throw in the occasional. And if it gets too quiet, and then if I think I'm funny, and what will really be the case if I tell a bad joke. But more than likely we'll just use this one. Alright, so Varian and Tychus ban. Tychus definitely worthy of a ban after game number one. Varian is an interesting ban. I wonder if that is scouted, but that does leave room for a first pick Joanna. Once again, Joe, all around very powerful. Does a lot of things well for a tank. Macro, damage, peeling, blinding, slowing, stunning. Really not much that Joe doesn't do, at least moderately well. Oh my. Sonya Murky. That's the shenanigans I was looking for. CCS coming through with the spicy picks. Brightwing picked up once again by Henio. So I'm curious to see if we get the same heroes, if at all possible. Dahaka. Dahaka, great global presence, so double global for Kingfishers. See how well they can make that effective for them on a relatively small map. Going to the second round of bans, CCS opting to ban the Phoenix. Can be a good hero in the right hands. Good wave clear, good poke, good damage output all around. Very squishy. But also able to trade effectively when managing shields. And Stukov, just a very frustrating hero for everyone. But Brightwing, there we go. That's what I like to see. Yeah, Murky Cho'Gall. That's what I like. We got shenanigans. Shenanigans have been achieved. Now, the question becomes, do they execute? That is the question. Ragnaros Malthael being the response from Kingfishers. There are no ranged heroes on that team, aside from Brightwing. So that's interesting. Ariel pairing very well with the Cho'Gall. I would absolutely give this to CCS. So CCS scales really hard, but Kingfishers has an insane amount of macro potential. CCS is okay macro potential with the Murky Sonya, but I mean, you got Malthael and Rag. Post 10, Rag, if it goes Lava Wave, you can respond to any lane that's pushed. Malthael can just be anywhere that he wants to be. So, I don't know. This one, I'm unsure, but I am excited to see what happens. So, on the blue team, CCS, Criminals, Crooks, and Scallywags, we have on the show Dr. Evil. Attached to Dr. Evil 12 is Alaklin. Hoku on the Murky. Ariel is KLA, and Zephy once again on Sonya. On the side of Kingfishers, we have Jack of All on the Ragnaros, G-Jesus on Malthael, Henio sporting the Fairy Dragon, Killer Cook on Dahaka, and BG's PMG sporting the Joanna. Both teams opting to start split. Starting with a big drag on the Cho'Gall. Unfortunately, no one there quite ready to show up or to apply any real damage as of yet. Cho'Gall is not the most sturdiest of heroes at level 1, but again, there's not a lot of sustained poke potential coming out from Kingfishers, so looks like they are doing the correct choice, which is they're going to go after the Ariel, because Ariel will make Cho'Gall's existence last much longer. Let's take a look at our talents. We have Ragnaros top lane. Will of Cho. I know very little about Cho and Gall talents, so forgive me. Searing Light, we have Murky, Fishy Deal, Furious Blows, those are all standard. Divine Fortress, picked up by Joanna. That's an interesting one. Not sure why, actually. Ragnaros, Engulfing Flame, Death's Reach by Malthael. We'll probably see a Race Strike build as this game progresses. Hypershift and Enduring Swarm by Dahaka. Lots of spell related damage, so if you go Dark Swarm build, that works. Good drag on Ariel. A lot of damage going on Killer Crooks, so, but again, all of these all of this just doesn't matter when they can't really secure these kills. Chocoball trying to push out the Murky. Decent soak on both teams. Neither team really opting to get a camp until this moment, so it is opposite the objective. So this is a good camp for CCS to pick up. See who, if anyone, shows up to the objective. It's on the side of Kingfishers, so got a camp being picked up now for cruiser camp being picked up for CCS. They may be opting just to give this. They don't have much in terms of poke, so they basically either go for it or give it, and they are opting to give it. They're going to go ahead and push with their cruiser camp bot lane. 2 heroes mid. Actually, with somebody going up for CCS going to, or for Kingfisher is going to go ahead and pick up the cruiser camp top. But there's no threat here with Brightwing Joanna, and even less with Brightwing rotating top. They're going to try and pick up a kill on the Murky. Not sure that that's... Maybe they needed to save Rag. Definitely don't want to go there to try and gank the Murky. That's not, it's not really doing much for him. Cho'Gall quickly pushing out everyone from this bot lane, and camp about half dead, but it doesn't really matter because they have a lot of minions and a lot of damage on their side. Alright, Murky up here defending this camp against the Brightwing. Bot fort does go down, not surprising. Zephy mid trying just to not die to the aspect of death. Objective now on the side of the map of CCS. Both teams opting to actually fight for this one. We'll see how these fights turn out. Zephy getting pretty low at the beginning. Brightwing going for a teleport onto Killer Cook, but the burrow delaying that, putting that on a short 10-second cooldown. Dahaka Burrow's bot to respond to the large minion wave, leaving a 4v4.5? I don't know. What is Cho'Gall exactly? He's 2 whole heroes, right? I know the game treats him that way, but a little bit of poke from abilities from Ragnaros and Malthael. Thing is, I don't know that their poke is enough damage with the Ariel to really wear them down. Well, they are doing quite a bit. Then that heal did not go on Cho'Gall, so Cho'Gall actually dies. 2 kills, 3 kills, technically, for Kingfishers. And that secures them the objective. I am curious to see if those kinds of fights will end up that way post 10 when ults are a factor. Because I do feel like post 10 fights are more in the favor of CCS, but it just kind of depends. Yeah, fortunately Cho'Gall going there definitely lost the ability for CCS to get that objective. 10's going to be picked up first by Kingfishers. It is Lava Wave, so I imagine we are full on micro. Last rights, Blessed Shield, Blink Heal, and I'll come back to that one. Alright, objective in the neutral zone. We do have Cho'Gall, or Dahaka and Brightwing on a camp. Ton of damage going on to Zephy and Hoku. Leap away by Zephy, able to live, but camp does go to Kingfishers, and without the full strength. Wait, someone died, didn't they? Am I missing something? Murky died. Okay, so never mind. Okay, so that's fine. But objective picked up cleanly by Kingfishers. So let's see. We do have adaptation from Daka. So looking to be a secondary tank. KLA taking an absolute ton of damage, able to get a heal off and able to dodge the last rites, but doesn't matter. They're going to be able to keep going. Are able to walk away. Dr. Eaklin Cho'Gall drops their ults, and a lot of counter damage, but again, no one dies, just getting damage on the fort. Top lane, we have Taka versus a now vulnerable Murky. And with the objective, they're able to push in. Bot is cleared by something, I imagine Sonya, but damage, or fight breaking out in mid, a lot of damage going out onto Kingfishers. They are needing to walk away before they eat too much damage. It does not look like they're able to, so they do drop two, almost three heroes to the Cho'Gall. One Sonya, one Tushana, one Cho'Gall. And then Daka secures top fort. So a little bit of equalization between top and bot. Damage on both mid forts. Lava Wave securing a kill onto Sonya. Just assessing our structure situation and completely missed that. Henyo and Killer Cook pushing down onto bot fort, forcing CCS to respawn. Murky Egg gets ghosted once again. Or murked once again, I should say. Killer Cook, good adaptation, keeps him alive. Down here in time to save the fort briefly. Probably won't last too long. Lots of damage on both forts. Then we have camps being picked up by Kingfishers. So let's take a look. 2 to 4 on deaths, so not super high. Looking at the talents, I do see Massacre. So yeah, we're probably gonna see Race Strike here, but Cho'Gall goes to the pole. The terrain stop it, but a good 3-man leap. Not much to really go off of, though, unfortunately, even in that corridor. Gonna have the objective get cleared by Kingfishers. It is a 0-0 at this point, so no one has to take the objective. CCS opting to respond to the map pressure that they have coming their way now. Meanwhile, Hoku and Zephy just being incredibly frustrating up top. I'm sorry, they're opposite end. This is blue side. They're defending top, but also probably being frustrated. Pulls in the Joanna, not the target that you want to have. Alt goes out by Gall, but unfortunately does not connect with anyone. March goes down from Hoku at some point. I don't know when that occurred. KLA kind of isolated under fort, might not be able to walk away from this. Fort almost dead, and a full team pushing under. That is a dead Ariel. Active aspect of death, murdering the aspect of hope. Killer Cook putting some damage onto Zephy. Level 16s are picked up first by Kingfishers. They are also going to get their second of 3 of seeds. Level 16 will be a massive power spike for Cho'Gall. The question becomes, are they able to capitalize on it without losing too much map pressure? Because that is kind of the name of the game for Kingfishers right now. That was kind of what we thought early on, is that was going to be a problem if they were allowed to just run the map, and it looks like they've been able to do so. All lanes pushed in, almost to keep all for Kingfishers, having to play on the back foot. 16's picked up by CCS. Team fight, gonna go ahead and break out here. Damage out there, looking to secure kill on KLA. Zephy's on a bit of an island right here. taking an absolute ton of damage, but KLA stepped up as well, taking all the damage as well. Has to use ult on themselves, and Sonya pays the price for it. Both go down. Ariel's dead, and we're going to go ahead and chase down the Cho'Gall. I think we have percent damage from the Malthael at 16, which does a ton of damage. Meanwhile, Hoku trying to do what they can do with March. Gonna do a little bit of damage delay for a little bit, but it is going to unfortunately be the third seed. Well, maybe in a moment. Third seed for Kingfishers. And with their map pressure that they already have, these are going to start incredibly far forward. There's a murky egg. Nobody sees it. Alright, Murky's safe for now. Opting to push top and bottom lane. Ever so slightly. Never mind, just top lane. Killer Cook taking quite a bit of damage, deciding, nah, I'm going to go with my team. Polymorph onto the Cho'Gall. Ton missed. We are slowly chipping away at this keep. Mid and bot are cleared. So now it just comes down to trying to secure this keep. They have the objective, they have the fort shut off, they are kind of backing off. I think they're afraid of the Cho'Gall pull, but they secure the keep, and they're actually going to go ahead and push. Nah, they're going to put a little bit of poke damage out. It would probably be beneficial for them to back out, wait for 20s. But nope, they're going to get Cho'Gall. It's the only one that gets pulled. Good lead going out on 2 people. Actually, quite a bit of damage getting put down onto the entire team. Very, very low. People still walking away. Malthael goes down. Zephy able to survive the last right. Cho'Gall going for the chase because they are very low on the side of Kingfishers. Question is Cho'Gall going to be able to survive? And it does look like there's quite a bit of damage. Diving into the backline, putting all the damage onto the right wing. Unfortunately, Cho'Gall goes down, but CCS will be able to clean up. But they do need to go back and respond to the pressure that is now mounting pretty heavily against their core and mid keep. Good chase, good turn. It does allow them a little bit of leniency, but unfortunately with Murky not being quite with them right now, this is a 2-2, and Malthael's going to do a ton of damage really quickly. Oh, shield goes out by Joanna, doesn't connect, but it doesn't matter. A lot of damage is done to Ariel, and Zephy just goes ahead and leaps out of there. Unfortunately, that is a huge stagger for CCS. Level 20s picked up a little bit ago by Kingfishers. Camps being taken, minions being killed. This is not looking too good for CCS. The one thing that Cho'Gall struggles very heavily with is macro. We're seeing that live on your TV on this late Wednesday evening. I'm assuming you're all watching this on TV. Alright. Hoku continuing to be a nuisance up top, trying to defend this lane. But Cho'Gall coming in to try and get help. If they can get a kill on Dahaka, that'd be a good stagger. Got trait being used to put some self-healing. First seed of the new reset picked up by Kingfishers. We do have alts, or level 20s selected by both teams. Double Rival Wave, Indestructible and Joe. No one can stop death, so we have a reset on our Malthael. Ignore Pain, Fuel for the Flame. Silva, Never-Ending Murlocs, love to see it, which Marley friendly. Kingfishers positioning to pressure this mid keep. And I think that almost stopped the Rag, but not quite enough. Rag Fort going out, putting a lot of damage out. Murky attempting to use much of the Murlocs. Actually gets put on full cooldown, but they didn't actually come out. That's an interesting interaction. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Full cooldown even though nothing actually happens. Good leap going in on two heroes. See if they can get a secure kill on GG. Just unfortunately, the longer they chase, the more percent damage that goes out on them. A lot of damage out onto Shogal. Joe in there trying to keep things from happening. Killer Crook slowly walking the way in, grabbing the Shogal. Indestructible gets popped by Joanna. Zephy in here on GG's, but again, with that percent damage AoE, there's going to be a lot of damage going out from Malthael, but able to secure 2 kills. 3 kills. Only Ariel going down on the side of CCS. And now I begin to wonder, is the level 20 with the Cho'Gall now going to be a factor, or is the macro deficit and then the structure deficit going to be too much for CCS to overcome? Map is painted pretty heavily red. Got not even wall up top, or not even wall taken down for Fort Wall up top. Oku's been trying, but waves have been continuously pushed in against them. Ariel dead for another 6. Brightwing's about to be up, is a global. Dahaka will be up ever so slightly behind, also a global, so that is non-factor for death timers. Lava wave going out top lane, going to continue to push that lane out. That lane is apparently never going to be threatened. Moving up by Killer, got the speed boost, but not able to get a lick onto KLA. Making an attempt, but falling short of really being able to connect with much of anything. Doesn't really matter though, so they can kind of play this position as much as they want. Gonna go for the Cho'Gall. Good ice block. Pulling in only the Joe. Gonna try and get as much damage out as possible. Rag not eating any damage. Actually, I don't think any of those ults from Cho'Gall really accomplished much of anything, unfortunately for them. Lava Wave coming in mid. Doesn't really zoned them out, allowed them to pick up the fort. Huge leap, 3 heroes. Rag Fort goes out, giving Kingfishers the ability to have a pretty hefty advantage in the team fight just for a moment here. Ragfort going down. Sonya pushed out of the fight due to the health pool, but Cho'Gall now doing quite a bit of damage. Going to go ahead and get another pull, pulling Hoku back in, or Johanna back in. The Indestructible goes down. Teleport coming down for the heal. See if they are able to keep them alive. Just not enough. Almost enough. So without a tank, desperately trying to cap Kingfishers. They are interrupted. Whip goes out on the Malthael. Teleports away, but they're able to secure the kill onto them. Meanwhile, that is a 2 deaths to 0. Zephy chasing, trying to pick up the Brightwing. That doesn't look like it's happening. Going to go ahead and get the cap. That is 2 for CCS. Got the pull, but unfortunately the terrain in the way. Malthael returns once again. So if they die again, that's going to be a big death timer. Lava Wave coming down bot, isolating Ariel here. Ariel's in a big world of trouble here between Ragnaros and the Malthael, and going to drop the self-save. Able to put a lot of health on. Good leap going into save. KLA goes down due to the last rites. Are they able to turn this fight, however, and get pick up some counter kills? Does not look like it. So in the meanwhile, we got Hoku trying to defend the Dahaka, being ever so annoying in the top lane, pushing in the waves. I don't think Murky's been able to do much, but poor Hoku just kind of living in the top lane. Egg's still safe though. All right, Killer Cook trying to make space, allowing their team to pick up this objective. And a Q. Cho'Gall still fighting over here, and Zephy came into the fight, unfortunately. I'm not sure what happened there, but Zephy was not doing too hot and did pay with their lives. I think with 2 dead, they secure 1 more kill, especially on Cho'Gall. That's going to end up being it. Endless Murlocs goes out. Doesn't do much, unfortunately. That is the Cho'Gall Rag Fort. Everyone's decently healthy. All the lanes are pretty heavily pushed in. That is almost certainly going to be game number 2. Got the Murky. Murky's dead. Small victors. But Kingfisher's is going to wrap this up with a neat little bow. Taking the 2-0 in this road to Nexomania match. Alright, take a look at our stats here. So, I kind of want to start with Siege. Ragnaros getting a ton. Murky, about 20k behind that. Dahaka, 10k behind that. So between Rag and Dahaka, they had a ton of value in just pushing lanes. Malthael didn't even have to be a factor in that. Malthael just went in and actually look at the hero damage. Gall and Malthael only being a few thousand apart, and Cho being ever so slightly behind that. Doesn't matter though when you got strong team fight, when you have minions and mercenaries and lava waves and everything else just shoving into your structures. So that is, go ahead and update our score here. A win by Kingfishers 2-0. Let me take a look here real quick. Alright, let me have a chat with our team captain for Kingfishers. See if they want to have a chat. Alright, looks like it.
Hello.
Hello, good games.
Well, thank you. We had fun playing them and had fun entertaining your viewers.
I always appreciate that. So let's talk about game 2 first. You guys made some decisions that concerned me.
Yeah.
The hero choices that you guys did, I imagine, was that in response to their Cho'Gall pick?
Well, originally we were actually planning on running the Ragnaros Dahaka because we like the split pressure.
Okay.
And the Cho'Gall is we responded to that with Malthael because Malthael really does just chunk Cho'Gall over and over and over.
Right. My worry was your guys' lack of ranged poke beyond a couple of abilities. It didn't seem like it
When we
mattered?
saw the Murky, it wasn't really that big of a concern because with me being able to take the Gambit talent with Johanna and being able to have Brightwing Z into me,
Mm-hmm.
I could walk right into anything they had, especially post 20 when I had the indestructible shield.
Right, and I saw that get popped quite a few times and sustain you for a while. That level 1 actually did surprise me. What was the thought process on that?
Um, we had so much hit point pool on our team that if I did hit half, it wouldn't be too big of a deal for me to back out for a little bit if I had to. And if I did get that, so I didn't think I would end up having danger of getting that low because they really didn't have that much CC either.
Right, so you were just looking to be a bigger tank. That was your goal there.
Yeah.
Got it.
And I wasn't going to get much out of the blind build from that, in my opinion.
I would agree. So let's see. Can I see? I can. So you guys had a ton of macro pressure. There was really nothing that CCS could really do at any point in that match. Murky spent basically the entire game top trying to respond, and they didn't even get a single tower top lane.
And we knew that if we hit 10 first and got the lava wave, it would propel us to 20 with no problem.
All right, it seemed like that did work for you. Were you concerned about your team fights post 10?
Um, Post 10, not too much. There was one or two we got a little worried in, but everybody stayed level headed and answered the calls for who to attack, and it all just kind of went well. It seemed like they got a little frazzed once Malthael popped into those fights.
Yeah, Maltheo, especially post 16, that's a ton of AOE damage. So game number one was a little bit more of a standard draft for both teams. What was your guys' game plan going into the game, going into the draft initially?
Well, um, our team member, G Jesus, he was on a team with two of their other members actually, so he knew that their Hogger player leans pretty heavy on Hogger, and we figured by taking that out of the equation, we wouldn't have to worry so much about everything else.
Right.
And I mean, I play every tank but one. Our healer plays every healer but one. So the ban pressure isn't really that big of a deal. So we really just pick and choose who we didn't want to play against.
Right.
When they let the Brightwing through, it was too good of a chance to pass up on the Infernal Shrines.
Yeah, and your Alarak did a ton that game. Just looking at the post game stats, top damage, top kills, no deaths.
Oh, I died twice saving that sadism.
I mean, it's your job. um, Tell me about the May pick.
Well, I really like everybody. I really like Johanna on Infernal Shrines, but I didn't see that happening.
Right.
And when they weren't going to ban it, I wasn't sure. I know their tank plays a lot of Johanna, so I wasn't gonna. It wasn't worth it.
Right.
And I looked around Diablo and even Blaze, which was funny that they took Blaze. But I like May for the pressure on delaying the objective, and it was really good for setting up the Alarak and Tychus Ice Wall combos.
Yeah, you guys were able to just as that game progressed, you guys were able to just like early on it was kind of back and forth, but as the game went later, those team fights became a lot more one-sided.
We were a touch out of sync in the first game, and we got together after the first game and talked about it, and we had a much better performance the second one.
Right. Well, you guys 2-0. You guys are. Have you played any other games in Road to Nexomania as of yet?
We haven't. Our next one's actually tomorrow.
Okay. Well, I have my own practice for my team tomorrow, so I will unfortunately not be able to cast live, but I'm always going to look to pick up replay casts. So if you guys do not get a caster, let me know, and I will see if I can fit it into my schedule.
Sure, our game is 9 Pacific tomorrow, so
Got it. Yeah, I would definitely be in my own practice at that point. But either way, good luck to you. Good games this evening. Is there anything you want to say to anyone out there?
well, thank you everybody for watching us play. It's great since the everything's kind of shut down with the professional hots to have people actually watching. So
Definitely.
thanks for watching us and supporting everybody, and we will definitely see you all around in the next match, and we look forward to showing a lot of other fun, goofy things to everybody.
Well, thank you for letting me cast you guys. Good luck to you in the rest of your RTN matches and whatever other competitive things that you guys do in the future.
Thank you, and good luck to your casts.
Thank you. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining me here this evening. This is my first cast in 4 years. So if you have any feedback for me, please let me know. I do once again appreciate you for joining me for this Road to Nexomania game between Criminals, Crooks, and Scallywags versus Kingfishers, hosted by Can't Counterpick Stupid. Um, Been pretty active with their community, even though I do not play for them. They are a great group of people. I do very much enjoy working with them in their development leagues and everything else that they do. So feel free to check them out. Also with NGS here coming out in a few months. If anyone's not familiar with Nexus Gaming Series, that will be something that we will also be I will also be casting, so here in a few months, look forward to seeing anyone that is participating there. But for now, I do appreciate you stopping by. I will hopefully be looking to do more live casts or replay casts on stream as time permits. But thank you again. Thank you all for stopping by. I am going to call it a night. I will see you guys in the Nexus. Have a great evening.